Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and I'd like to welcome you all here again to my March video about what crafting I've been up to, and yeah, what I've been up to basically. For those who are returning viewers, hi, it's great to see you again, and I'm happy that you stopped by to see what I've been up to. If you're a new viewer, I'd like to welcome you here. I hope you enjoy spending a little bit of time with me just as I kind of go through a few of the things that I've been making recently. This is usually kind of like a mainly knitting video, mainly knitting. Well, you know, sometimes I have some sewing and some quilting and some cross stitch and a little bit of spinning and things like that. So that's what the video is about. I'm coming to you from Tasmania, which is the little island to the south of Australia. And it is March 2025, and it is another really, really hot day here. And today it's not quite so hot in my studio. So luckily, hopefully, in my last video it was really hot, and it was really, really hot in this room as well, but the sun hasn't quite come around to here yet, even though you can, oh no, where are we? Over here you can kind of see the sun is starting to move around. So hopefully I'll get this video done before the sun kind of really comes into this room and it gets too hot. So what can I say? Oh, if you're looking for me around the internet, you can find me on Instagram as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Facebook as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Ravelry as Bishopstone, and I do have a blog that I sometimes use on Blogger called Bishopstone Yarns. That's probably about it, really. I suppose I should just get into what I've been making. So I'm going to, this time I'm actually not going to start with knitting. I'm going to start with some cross stitch. So last time, I'm pretty sure last time I was on, which actually that video won't be very, I would have only just posted that video because I made a video at the beginning of February, and then of course I forgot about it for some reason, and then I've just posted it now. So this video, what I have been doing is, in my last video I was talking about these funky chickens that I was making, and I really, really, really like these guys. I like they're really bright and colourful, and I really enjoyed it. So I started by making the rooster here, and so I have made the rooster. I haven't got very far with this. I have made the rooster. So this is what it looks like at the bottom, and if you can kind of imagine, well, this bit here is the bottom of the chicken, and it will fold up into well, it's a bit hard to kind of explain, but it will fold up into a bit of a kind of triangular, yeah, it's not, I'm not really showing it particularly well. You'll have a flat bottom here, and you'll have the beak and that up here, and then this one here will fold in. Anyway, believe me, it will happen. So what I've done is I've just put some fusible batting on the back, not batting, but fusible, what's it called, fusible lining on the back, and so it's just a little bit stiffer. So I have gone out and bought some felt because I didn't have any here. If you can kind of see by the pictures here, I need some felt for his comb and his beak and his wattle, and then for his tails down here. It's very hard to do this back front, down here. So I went out and I actually managed to buy some felt from two different places. So I went to our local department store. So it's nothing like a small town department store to have all those bits and pieces that you need. And these are the colours which were the colours I got from there. These were the colours I got from the department store. So I got a beautiful blue and a lovely aqua and a green and a purple. Let me turn up around. Did I get those? Yeah. So I think these are the ones that I got from my local department store. And I'm talking, it is one of those department stores that's like an old-time department store. Bit of everything in there. And luckily they had these. But they didn't have the red, the yellow that I really, really needed. So I went to just another outlet that's like a small, what do you call it? Shiploads. It's like I guess like what most people would probably call a $2 shop, but it's not $2. One of those kind of like cheaper shops that has a lot of stuff. So I was able to get my red and the yellow, and the camera's not really picking it up, but this is a much deeper yellow and a much nicer, well, actually all of them are much nicer colors than this. So I just have to put the roosters together soon, well, pretty soon, because it's going to be Easter soon, and so I would like to have my rooster done before Easter. I know there are 2 other chickens in there in the pattern as well, but there's no way I'm going to have them done. But I'd like to have at least the rooster finished before Easter. We'll see how I go. Hopefully I'll get it done. I haven't even started my Easter display yet. I'm going to have to, in the next couple of days, put up my Easter display. The other thing I have been working on as well is some more of my sewing. So for those of you who've been here before, you'll know that I've been working on some hexies. And so a while ago, I don't even quite remember how long ago, it would have been a couple of years ago now, I went to a local garage sale where a lady was selling off lots of her material and quilting supplies, and I got some material. I got some quilting rulers. What else did I get? I'm just looking around to see what I got. Anyway, I got a few bits and pieces, and one of the things I got was here we go. I can show you in here a whole heap of hexies already cut out. And I thought, oh great. And there was sheets of hexies kind of drawn up but not cut out, so I've had to cut out a whole heap of hexies and put them all together. And for some reason I thought, when I first saw all those hexies already cut out, I thought, oh great, it's taken a lot of the work out of it. I can just sew those together. But then I forgot that I actually have to cut all the cardboard or the paper pieces out, all these pieces, put them inside the fabric hexies, and then make my hexagon shapes before I can even think about starting to sew them together. But what I have been doing is, I think previously I showed you I had done a whole heap of autumn kind of where are we? Autumn ones, and so this is just one autumn one I'd found that I'd forgotten that I didn't know I had. So there's one of the autumn colored ones, but then I had a whole heap of blue. So I thought these might look really, really nice as a kind of like a winter table runner or something like that. So I'll just quickly go through these because there are quite a few here, and I'm not even quite sure how long this table runner will end up being, but as you can see, there are quite a few different ones, different patterns. This one's got 2 different materials. Some of them I had to start thinking a little bit off-grid, how I was going to end up using all the leftover bits and pieces to put them together to make some nice appealing blue hexies. And yes, they keep coming. Actually, I must admit, I do really enjoy, I really enjoy sewing these together. They're a great little project as well to take away, like when I go to my quilting group, and I can just sit there and work on these. And I really like hand sewing. So here we go. Just to see if I can speed this up a bit. And I quite like the ones with a different coloured material. It's quite interesting. Just adds a little bit of change, bit of something a bit different. This one's got you can kind of see the darker ones in there. Another one with a few different colours, and then I've just got a few. These are a few of the blocks that I had. Whoops. So these ones were, so I had some hexy kind of shapes that were, there weren't really enough of them to do anything with, and so I'm still in the process of thinking about this, but so I've added these together and I've got an extra kind of hexy there. What I had done with my other ones was I had made some pin cushions out of those, and I absolutely love that. I've still got a thread on this one as well, because I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to put a button here and pull through and make it kind of like a, yeah, or just leave it as it is. But anyway, so my thought was that I would take these and maybe make them into pin cushions, but I've got 1 and 2. Well, actually, I don't actually have a center one for that one yet. And 3. But I mean, how many pin cushions do I need? Do I need that many pin cushions? Because I've actually got this one, and I've got another autumny coloured one as well. So this one, as you can see, I was just using up all the leftover hexy fabric that didn't really seem to go with anything else. And you know, you get to a point where you kind of think you don't want to throw the leftover material out. What are you going to do with it? So I thought this was a good little quick and easy project to do. I mean, I could just have them as displays. I mean, they don't have to be pin cushions. I could just have them like sitting up over here. Maybe, I don't know. But I do quite like these ones as well, especially this one. Where are we? Over here. I really like this one. So I don't know. Maybe I will make them and just have them as pretty decorations. Unless I can think of something else to do with them. I don't know if I put them. No, I don't know. I suppose I could make them as centerpieces for bags. I could make, because I can always do with project bags. So I could use them in project bags. I don't know. I'll have a think about it. If you think of anything that I could use these for, yeah, leave me a message. Leave me a message in the comments below, and I'll see what I can manage to do with these. And then yeah. Anyway, that's my little stack of finished hexies here. And I do have, as I was showing you before, I can just grab them. I've got a few more hexies that already have their papers in them, but these are just random ones that don't really match with anything. And then I still have, oops, a little threads everywhere. I still have these, this stack here of kind of hexagon fabric. I mean, I quite like this fabric. That's quite nice. And I've got some red and just some, you know, that's quite a pretty And then there's a few more blues in here. A few of these are a bit small. I find for the size there's not a lot of seam allowance on some of these. But I really do like these. But I mean, I've made so many, but then I'm not quite sure. Do I want another I mean, I'm not sure. What will I do? Will I make them into hexes? Will I make more flowers? Will I just add them together? Will I put them together randomly, those other ones? I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know what to do with them. But I have done most of them. So, and that's, of course, where I just keep them in this little plastic sewing container, which works really well for me. Yes, so that's my cross stitch and my sewing up to date. I will just go and grab my knitting to show you. So I am back now with my knitting. So what have I been knitting? Well, last time I was talking to you, I was in the process of making a third jumper, the Arne and Carlos sweater, for my son. So I had made one for my husband and then made one for my son. And then when it came around to him trying it on, it didn't quite fit him across the chest. But since then, since having started a third one, so a second one for my son, so in a slightly bigger size, my son has been working out a bit. And so he tried the jumper on again, and actually it fits him really well. So the second jumper has gone off to my son, my oldest son, and so I've kind of stopped knitting the third jumper. I'd only just done the sleeves. I guess I've got up to about here on the sleeves, so I hadn't knitted too much on the third jumper. So I have stopped that, and I am going to knit my other son a jumper, but I'll wait and see what he wants, what kind of style or colour he wants for that. In the meantime, I actually haven't really been knitting anything big. I still have some wool to knit myself a jumper, which maybe I should get around to soon. But I thought I would do some small projects, just some small little gnomes to use up a lot of my hand spun. So I've had quite a few balls of hand spun like this and in varying colours left over from different projects, and I thought, well, I'll knit some gnomes because they are always quite popular and sell quite well. So I thought, yeah, that would be what I would do. I decided to knit these on double pointed needles, even though I could not find my double pointed needles. I used to have a container with heaps and heaps of double pointed needles in all different sizes, like this, but all different sizes. And I couldn't find them anywhere. I don't know where my double pointed needles have gone. So I actually went back and had a look at the op shop, and I found some double pointed needles. I've got one. So I got one set of double pointed needles here, which are, I don't know, a larger size. And then I got these ones, which are much smaller. So, yeah, so I've just been knitting them on two double pointed needles, because it's easier than knitting them just on regular sized knitting needles, because these are smaller and easier to knit on, I think. Just me personally, I just think they're a bit easier to knit on when doing a small project. So even though I have not sewn most of the ends in on these, but these dolls are inspired by the Waldorf dogs. So my children went to a Waldorf school, a Steiner school. We call them in Australia Steiner, but I know in Europe they're called the Waldorf schools. And so these are the little gnomes that I have been knitting out of my hand spun. And once he has his little tails tucked in. So we have this one, This one here, who hasn't got a hat yet. Oh, he might. Hold on. He might have a red hat. And we have, oh no, maybe he will have a yellow hat. Oh, see, I'm starting to play with them already by changing their hats over. So he can have a yellow hat. I'm losing hats everywhere. Oh my gosh. Here we go. So we've got yellows and blues, and let me just pop this one's. I've got a red one here, who I think without a hat reminds me for some reason of a scarecrow. I don't know why. Right. So got a red one. Look, kind of seems a bit cruel still having all these little bits poking out everywhere. What else? I've got another blue one. And a purple one, even though it doesn't show up very much as purple, but this one is purple. Take it from me, he is purple, and that's blue. And I'm trying to do this without dropping everything that's on my lap. So we've got one that's in garter stitch, one that's in stocking stitch. They're all just a little bit different. So they're the ones that I've put together already. I can pop them all back together in their little home. Let me just sit them up there. And then I have ones that I have not put together yet. I've got a little tray here with them all in. So I have a purple one. I have an orange one. I have another purple and yellow one. I have another blue one. Another orange and brown one. And where is he? I have a kind of like a brown and white one. So they all still need to be put together. And I'll show you their little arms. So this will become their little arms. And once I sew them together and then put them on the body, they will be their little arms. And then I have to knit a few more hats as well to go. So I have a little bit of work ahead in putting those all together. But that's really the only knitting that I've been doing. I guess because the weather here has been really, really hot. It's been really lovely, and we have had a summer. Let me just pop this down. We've been having a summer that seems to have been going on and on forever, which is absolutely lovely. Not that I really, really like the really, really hot weather, but it has been lovely to have a really good summer and really nice weather. And it's been really nice for the garden. We've had lots and lots of grapes and lots of apples and blueberries, and not so many raspberries this year. The raspberries didn't do very well this year for some reason. I think I might need to pull them all out and actually put some new raspberries in for next season. But just trying to think, what else did we have that went well? Oh, and our lettuces have been doing well, and our peas did really well. So I can't complain. We had lots and lots of apricots and lots of plums. So in that case, everything was doing really well. So I'm really happy that we've had some really, really nice warm weather, and I guess just the nice warmth of summer has been really good. So I guess because it's been so warm, I guess I haven't really felt like knitting myself another jumper, starting a kind of another jumper. I know that at the beginning of the year, I think I had thought that this summer would be a really great time for me to knit myself like a cotton or a kind of linen lightweight top, because I've never actually made myself a summer weight jumper or a summer weight cardigan, and I'd really like to do that, but I just didn't get around to it. And I do have some cotton. I do have a few cotton. Actually, no, it's not true. I do have a couple of cotton lace cardigans that I have knitted previously, and they have been really great. But I was thinking of just something, yeah, I don't know, it's just something a bit summery and light that would be really nice. But maybe next year. Maybe I will get around to it next year. I can put it back onto my list. And as you can probably tell as well, this year I have not made myself a 9 along, or, I find that really helpful. I do find it really helpful to actually come along and decide that what I'm going to make in the year ahead, because it gives me a bit of a goal and something to work forward to. This year I haven't, simply because I am deciding that I'm going to concentrate a bit more on probably my quilting and my cross stitch this year. I'm going to do some knitting, but I'm not going to like say I need to finish this and this and this in my knitting. And even though it's been really helpful in the past, I have quite a few jumpers at the moment, and I have quite a few jumpers, yes. So I don't feel the need that I have to have, made 2, 3 or 4 jumpers for myself during the year. I'll still be knitting some socks. I'll be knitting socks for all of the family, as I usually do. And I usually knit everyone a pair of socks for their birthday. And so that'll be nice. I still have some sock yarn that I haven't dyed as well, so I will get around to dyeing some sock yarn. I might even make a video of that if people are interested. And yes, so I have bought myself a new quilt pattern, which I think I might leave for another video. I might just do just a quick video later on about my new quilt pattern that I'm going to do and where I'm up to in it. So that will be my goal for the year, is to kind of not necessarily finish that quilt, but kind of, it's actually a wall hanging size, so it's actually not a huge quilt, but it's it uses a bit of both hand embroidery, hand quilting, and machine sewing all together. So I'm looking forward to that, and using up some of my material scraps, even though I'm sure I won't be using as much of the material scraps as I thought I would be using. If people are really interested to see how I'm going with some of those things, you can pop over to either my blog or to Instagram or Facebook, where I will be posting more photos of the things that I've been making, and I guess some bit more of the steps along the way of what I've been making. So yeah, that's probably a good place to go and have a look as well. I think that's about it for the moment. It's starting to get a bit windy outside. Still very warm outside and very sunny. I'm just looking at the grapes. The grapes are kind of blowing around at the moment. I have a lovely grapevine just outside my studio window, and even though it's just coming to the end of the grapes at the moment, yeah, they are getting a bit of a breeze going through them at the moment. So yes, I hope everyone else has had a good time and a good crafting time, and I will catch up with you all later. Bye.